Into the darkness, we are one.
YouTube, what's going on? Second City Sleepers here, Alex and Mike once again, bringing you our AAW review of Chaos Theory. All I'm going to say is I'm going to try to be biased about this. I'm going to let Mike do a lot of the talking because there's not a lot of great things I got to say, aside from some of the matches, which are actually pretty good, but wasn't too impressed. First match of the night.
Louis Linden and oh man, now I'm drawing a blank. Davey Vega. The match went about 10 minutes, and
7 minutes too long.
Yeah, Louis Linden is a phenomenal talent,
without a doubt.
And I don't want to piss on Davey Vega, but
I kind of do.
I think there was just a bad matchup. They both tried hard, and Linden looked good, and Vega had a nice couple of bright spots where he looked decent to good. He looked good in a couple of spots, good a couple moves, but I just don't think they meshed well in the match, and you know, I mean, that happens from time to time. I don't want to, you know, say anything.
My only opinion about it was with Linden starting to get a little push after his little feud with Hollister he had for a few months. It was a very poor way to use Linden.
Well, I think they're trying to push Vega a little bit as this new heel thing, and
yeah, but I
don't like him as a heel at all. That's just me personally.
I just don't like him as a wrestler. I don't think he's that great. I mean, he's not as bad as others per se, but he's not something that should be getting overly pushed in.
He's that talent that if you're going to have three-ways and fatal fours or tag matches, he's that talent that you have in that, because he can have some spots and he can do his moves, and he's not overused. That's, you know, just maybe as a face, if he connected to me on a face level, I might have a different opinion, but his heel aspect is not flowing with me, and I'm just not feeling it with him right now. And yeah, like Alex, I do agree. Like the push that Linden was getting with Hollister, and it just seems like that they either didn't know what to do with him this month, or they stopped that for whatever reason.
If you're gonna stop it though, do something to explain it, or you know, 'cause it just seems like it just stalled without an explanation.
So you have the old WWE backstage thing where he poops on Vince's desk. In this case, Jim Laddam's desk.
Not quite yet. It was the first month that he didn't really have a push against somebody who's actually decent in the ring. I mean, I don't want to completely hate on Vega because he does have a couple good spots here and there, but main thing with Vega, change your character. I mean, you're ripping off a Street Fighter character right now, and you don't even have Vega's Claw from Street Fighter.
Which we mentioned before.
Yeah, which you mentioned before, but it's like...
I do like the Venom shirt, though, because I'm...
Yeah, you know, I love Venom's one of my favorites out of a comic book, but... Vega could use a different form of a character, I think. I think that would help him out a little bit.
Or go all out in it. Come out with the damn mask, come out with the claw.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if he loses the Venom shirt, but, you know, either go all out, go all in with it, or just, you know, kind of go back to whatever you did before that.
Yeah, but moving on, because that was a lot of time spent on an opening match.
Yeah.
It wasn't that great.
And Louis Linden, oh shit, who won?
Linden won that.
Yeah, Linden won.
Yeah, because I remember saying if Vega would have won, I would have walked out. Which I really wouldn't have, because I spent $15. I'm not going to watch one opening match.
And match number 2 was, I think it was, we might be out of order, but we'll get all the matches.
It was one of two.
Tyler Thomas versus Justice Jones. And, you know, for a jobber match, because I mean that's all it was a jobber.
Yeah, because no one ever heard of this Tyler Thomas kid, but
really good.
Yeah,
I really liked him
for a jobber match, especially. I mean, this Tyler Thomas kid did one move where he flew over the corner turnbuckle, and it landed.
Nice.
It landed poorly, but the execution of it was outstanding. You know, I kind of want to see this kid have another match with somebody in the future. Like I brought this up to Mike before we started. She was like a Kyle O'Reilly. No, not a major star yet.
Matt Fitchett, maybe.
Yeah, Matt Fitchett. Yeah, he's just coming back, so that wouldn't be a bad match. I want to see like a mid-Carter guy him go up against who is decent in the ring. I want to see what this kid can do. I mean, odds are we probably won't ever see this kid again because it was a jobber match.
I hope not, though.
But I would like to see AAW bring him back just so we can see what he might be able to possibly do, because he had good spots in that match.
Yeah, you know, for like we were like saying, for a jobber match, Jones looked strong. He did what he needed to do. Looked really good. It's just too bad he's paired with Knight Wagner, but that's another long rant that we can go on that we're not going to. But, Justice Jones looked good. Tyler Thomas looked good. I mean, it was a really, really entertaining match, and obviously Jones went over with the match, but yeah, I mean, a good match. Good short match. We had.
I believe the next one was the Fatal 4-Way.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was.
I remember because there was a lot of yelling from me. That's why my voice sounds a little hoarse right now. I apologize in advance.
It was Fatal 4 for the Heritage title. And Christian Faith is the title holder. So it was him versus Matt Fitchett.
Return to match, Fitchett. Glad to see you back. Hope to see you more.
Yeah, and Dick Justice and Marion Fontaine. This match had the gimmick crap that I and Alex both cannot stand.
As a hardcore, diehard, true wrestling fan, I don't understand it. I'm not trying to bash anybody within the company or anything. But I just don't understand when you write this down on paper. When you look at this and you go, "That's a good idea." Explain to me how you come up with saying to yourself, "That is a good idea." Dick Justice, you know what? For some reason, he gets over with some of the Cena fans that don't know real wrestling. I hate to keep bashing fans when you go to these shows, but there are some fans that I question their intellectual-wise for the sport of wrestling. It confuses me, but you know what? Every fan has a right to cheer for who they want to. If I don't understand it, they can do what they want to do.
But we want to understand. So
yeah, we want to understand.
If you were one of those people that like Dick Justice or like Marion Fontaine, please comment us on the bottom of our link or on the discussion page or on Facebook or whatever, and please let us know what it is that in your fandom that you like it, because I need to know. I want to know, so I can enjoy it with you. I don't know. I doubt it, but maybe I'll be able to enjoy it with you.
I don't know. You enjoy Dick? You enjoy Dick?
No, I enjoy vagina. And that's why I have 3 kids.
That's a pretty good value.
The match was kind of bad. There was a couple spots from Fitchett, and Faith has his finisher, which the ending finishing was really good. Faith went over. He beat Fitchett, which was the real wrestler in the ring. So at least it gives Faith a little bit of credibility for beating a real wrestler. Because Dick Justice, sorry Dick, if you ever watch this, you're bad. Your gimmick to me is horrible, and it's not entertaining, and it's horrible. And can I keep saying horrible? Fontaine, you're not like a bad wrestler. It's just that hold on, I'm gonna read this. It's just that you're too damn scrawny and you're fighting people twice your size. And I don't buy you beating anybody. I don't buy you getting an arm drag off anybody, because I'm not that much bigger than you, but I don't think you're arm dragging me.
You're a lot bigger than him. I'm bigger than him, and I'm half your size.
But I mean, compared to what they are, I'm not all big muscle wild guy.
Yeah.
It's just I don't buy it, and I can't suspend my belief that much for you to be doing all these moves. It's just that's just personally for me in my wrestling. The match to me fell short, and Faith kept his belt because he needed to, unless you were going to drop it to Fitchett in a 4-way, which made no sense.
Which I was perfectly fine with.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, looking at that match and who was in it,
he was definitely the best talented.
It was kind of a predictability factor in this, which is why I was kind of more upset about it. You knew that Faith would win it just by who was in the match, because you knew that Fitchett wouldn't get the Heritage title. It's his first match. I mean, we've seen it before with people with their first matches in a company, their first match return, have them win a big match in a title. But
this wasn't feeling. He's been gone for a while. And
he's been gone for at least
maybe if there was some
months.
Sort of push him before if he got injured and came back, I can see it, but there was no story for him coming back to win, so we just knew. I mean, smart fans would know that Faith was keeping the belt. I don't want to talk about that match anymore because it wasn't that great, and
it's just going to keep getting this way, unfortunately, I feel like.
Next match,
we had who came out with Gregory Iron? I think that was next.
Oh, he had the little skit. Was that it?
Yeah.
He brought out his Iron Curtain with Boone and the new improved
Boone right here.
Moondog Bernard all dressed up. Not
Well, I did have Moondog Bernard actually look at me and say something to me.
Yeah, I don't know what he said though. It wasn't English.
Neither did I. I mean, I was heckling a lot.
And
of wrestlers
Boone
in
was
these
yelling
matches.
at a handicap man, and I don't understand why he was doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was funny. I was enjoying it, but you know, I don't understand why you were doing that. But anyways, they came out and they were talking trash. Dick Justice comes out to save us and got groans from
This
Alex
might
and
have
I.
happened later in the match.
It might have,
later
but
in
it
the
just
show,
needs
but
to be done with.
It's just hard to.
They had a little skid and they beat up Justice, and I wish they would have beat him up so he doesn't return, but that didn't happen. And I'm done talking about that. Are you?
Yeah, if you want me to be nice about this, I can't say anything.
No. We need to just move on.
Yeah.
Moving on to what would be next. I'm having a small blank.
I'm having that same problem right now. You had.
You're gonna
put Saban.
Oh, I think that might have been it. Saban versus Shannon Moore.
Yes.
It was
Awesome
really-
match on card.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing. Well, it's always cool, nice seeing Saban, and it's really cool seeing Shannon Moore.
I
haven't seen him in a
I
while.
always loved Shannon Moore back when he was in WWE and TNA with Ink.
Yeah, he's a good, solid wrestler, and obviously Saban. You look on paper like, man, that could be a show stealer. It wasn't that neither one of them did bad. They both were good. I can't remember anything botched. No bad
There
sells
were no
or-
botch. It was kind of
maybe-
slow moving a little bit.
Yeah, I think we both, and I'm not trying to speak for you, but okay, for me, I expected more. I expected some high flying.
Yeah, I agree
Shannon
with
Moore
that,
did
yeah.
it a little bit, but I got nothing from Saban on that, and we got some cool reversals. But I kind of knew because Shannon Moore ain't been around, and I don't know if he's coming back. I hope he does.
I hope
like
he
to
does
see him
too.
back in
I will-
AEW.
yeah.
Shannon Moore, please come back. But Saban hasn't lost since he's made his return, and I expected that to continue on, and it did. Saban won, and the match just was okay. It was just
So the only thing I have to say about Moore is, as we talked about before we filmed this video, was that there was a little bit of ring rust, which you could kind of understand because I actually looked it up online. Shannon Moore hasn't really done anything since 2012 when he was released from TNA. He's done like maybe 2 or 3 matches in
Mid-South
indie
shows.
promotion within the past 2 or 3 months, if that tops. But that's the last thing he's done pretty much since when he got released from TNA. He completely stopped after that.
Yeah, we met a guy named Nathan that sat in front of us, and I guess he told us he's had some couple surgeries or whatever. So you know,
If you're watching this, man, it was awesome sitting next to you tonight. You're one of the good fans.
and you and your lovely girlfriend, and I can tell that more. I thought maybe he was just, kind of a little beat up, a little hurt or whatever. Just, but yeah, ring rust is definitely probably what it was. But not taking anything away from his performance. Again, they didn't botch any moves. There wasn't any bad sells. I mean, it just wasn't what we expected, I think, and that just didn't. It probably was really a 3-star match, but we were looking for 4 or 5, and it just was down for us.
That was that was exactly the problem with me as I'm stuttering right now. I apologize. But yeah, when I saw that match, I love Saban. I always love Moore, and seeing Moore for the first time in person, I expected something big, and it was just an average quality match between those two with that high of a caliber between two guys. It was just average. Was I completely disappointed? No. Was I impressed? Not really.
A couple times. I was a couple
there were a couple months
They
back.
had a few good
Overall
exchanges,
wise,
a couple
I
kickouts.
expected a lot more, but it wasn't bad by any means. But
what was the match before intermission? The one that everything got destroyed. Oh, the dog collar match between the Hooligans
and this was a decent match.
and the Zero Gravity.
Yes. Surprised by the outcome. We're gonna get to that here in a second.
Yeah, the dog collar match obviously limits what was going on, what limits what they can do in the ring, and that was part of the point that their creative was trying to show.
It was done really well.
Yeah, they wanted to show that the Hooligans could beat Zero Gravity if Zero Gravity wasn't flying around and doing all the things. So they were using the collars to their advantage in the match, like you're supposed to. And every time they try to do something high risk, they pull them down or pull them away. And it was nice. They were telling a very good story. It was probably the only match. It was probably the match of the night. that told the best story. I'm not saying match of the night for like overall, but like in storytelling, in ring story work, it was definitely the best they did. They told a good story. They still got their spots off on both sides. The match was highly entertaining, and it was really good. Do you want to add in on that?
I mean, there's not much I can say. I mean, I was kind of expecting how the match would be played out from past matches between these guys and how writing would play it out, but I was actually surprised this match was actually done perfectly, and it was done best to both of their abilities within the restraints of the match. I mean, if I would have wrote it, it probably would have been done exactly the way they done it, and I would consider that to be pretty good because I consider myself an intellectual if I would write stuff down on paper for a script for a wrestling match. For this type of match, done perfectly.
Maybe we should do that someday for a show.
Yes.
So the outcome was Zero Gravity going over on Hooligans. In the Hooligans' own match after they were trying to tell the story that they couldn't beat them because they couldn't use their high-flying stuff. So it was a nice little push for Zero G. It doesn't hurt the Hooligans at all because they're a badass team right there, and they're awesome, and they're going to go on and beat the shit out of the next people they fight. And then they had the little end thing where the manager, Bucky, came in. It's Bucky, right? I think so. I think that's the manager's name.
I think so.
And
best manager in AAW
if it's not,
right now.
I really should know that because he is highly entertaining.
And some people boo him, and it just
I don't understand it. Dumb fans. But anyways,
not getting into it.
They tied up one of the members of Zero G on the ropes with the chains, the collars. I mean, then they grabbed the other one, pulled out a table. One of the Hooligans got on top of the balcony and jumped off, elbow onto the table, put the other guy through the table, just to send a statement.
Now, for those of you that don't know, the Hooligans are two guys that are probably a very fat, chubby 275-ish, give or take 15, 20 pounds.
Short, stocky, but they can move and they fly around.
They fly around like crazy for
They're
being
well
chubby,
worth
stocky
watching.
guys. They're very entertaining. Their manager is awesome. I mean, if you haven't seen them, go on YouTube. I'm sure they got matches. They may not be in our Hooligans. They may have had a different name.
Yeah,
with
because
a
I think there's a
different company.
Hooligans team in like New Japan Pro Wrestling too.
Yeah, there might be. But if you can find them, go check them out. Highly recommend it.
Just go to aawrestling.com and find some of their old stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have them on one of the Matty GT.
Matty GTV on YouTube. I'm sure that they probably have a match on there with them by now.
Yeah.
Actually, I think they might have posted. I think I remember them seeing them versus Zero Gravity. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry, but
yeah, you can check that out, and it's worth it. Another set of all their matches being different than the last ones, and that's nice to see that.
209 for gas. You must be in Illinois.
Yeah, we're in Illinois.
Damn.
And don't worry, I go to Hammond and pay like $1.70, $1.60.
Yeah. Indiana's where it's at.
For gas prices.
Indiana.
And so
But
they
anyway.
set that match, and then because he used the table and put his partner through it, they're setting up most likely a TLC for the next show next
Which
month.
was announced by CJ Esparza for Zero Gravity. I believe it was CJ. I think CJ's the dark-haired one. I'm not sure. I always get those two mixed up.
So do I.
If I got it wrong, I really apologize, but pretty sure that's how they are. But yeah, he came out, after the match, after he elbow dropped or whatever it was, Brett through the table. CJ would come out and he'd say, blah blah, this isn't over, the whole spiel about how, talking back to someone who just took out your partner. It's like next month at blah blah blah. It's going to be a TLC, I'm challenging a TLC match, which will be really good because I really want to see how the Hooligans do in a TLC match.
I think it's going to be a really good match. I think that might steal the show next month.
If it's written well.
Yeah, we'll find out.
We're going to
Then there was intermission. They cleaned up the ring. We came back to
DJZ and
Ethan Page.
Fat Canadian.
Fat Canadian. But I love him in a non-sexual way. Because he plays his character fantastic.
He does. He is one. He plays the character awesome.
Honestly, I think this match was really good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
They both got their character bits in. DJZ from TNA, he used to be Zima Iron,
Another guy
back in
Dixie Carter
AAW.
shit on for no apparent reason.
And the DJZ looked really strong. Ego looked really strong, and it was an entertaining match. Highly throughout the whole thing. I actually.
It was probably one of the more entertaining matches that
it was
actually kind of that made me watch it more
Yeah, it was really good.
instead of heckling the fans and some of the bad wrestling.
DJZ did bust his nose on the guardrail, though, flipping over the ropes into Page and then into the guardrail.
Yeah, it was an awesome
I
move.
could tell that hurt him a little bit because he was bleeding from
it. Was right in front of us too, so you kind of see it. When he landed and hit, you kind of felt like a thud. A different kind of thud. It felt like a thud where something shouldn't have happened.
Yeah, and he like looked right over at us and he was like, "Ow," and you knew that hurt him because we've seen it. I see his whole cheek and his whole nose move when it hit the guardrail.
But
anyways, yeah. So hopefully he's good and recuperating. Nothing really damaged there. No broken nose. No busted teeth. Or
actually, love to see him back next month or in any future episodes or shows, I should say. If you want episodes, continue to watch our show.
And Paige went over, which was probably the right move to do.
Which I really wanted to see DJZ.
I agree.
Win that, but I understand Paige winning that. I understand it completely. I'm fine with it.
Your home talent's got to win.
Yeah, right.
Unless Seema was going to come back and do a couple more,
As a wrestling fan, I wanted to see DJZ win. As being a writer for a company, yeah, you have Paige win. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a difference. We understand it. We get the biz a little bit, Next match was.
We got 2 matches left?
No, yeah, the tag match for the titles.
Yeah.
Wet Bandits, which is Dan Lawrence, his buddy Dan Lawrence, and my buddy Marcus Crane, versus Ryan Boz and a partner of his choosing. And
first time I saw this guy.
And his partner was Paco, and Paco, I love Paco.
I was really impressed by him, actually.
He's just a dude that really doesn't have like a big gimmick or anything. Just goes out there and wrestles.
He reminded me of a quiet, better version of Mysterio.
Yeah, really.
Which has room because I can never stand Mysterio after his WCW days. But anyway.
And just Crane's antics makes me laugh. And Lawrence in the ring makes me want to
Crane
vomit.
is not a good wrestler, but Crane knows his limitations and knows how to play his character perfectly.
And he does.
And he does it phenomenally. There's people that boo Crane for how he does, but as a wrestling fan, you can't boo someone for the wrestling skills if they know how to work their own character to an extent, which Crane does phenomenally. That's why every now and then I'll clap for Crane. Crane will have a couple funny moments here.
And we do understand that they are acting worse than how they really wrestle.
Right,
we get that. That is their characters, that they suck and they're scared and they're idiots.
Lawrence might actually be like that in real life.
And so I understand that they are dumbing down their skills for their characters. I get it.
And Lawrence might actually be like that in real life.
I'm just not a big fan of Lawrence. I never was. When AAW had the strap around him, I just was I call that the dark days of AAW because I don't understand why he beat Silas for the belt. I just don't get it. But anyways, they're the tag team champs, and their gimmick. I understand it. I love Crane. I mean, they do funny things at times, but it's getting a little bit old, just to me personally. I know that they do their jobs phenomenally, though. They get the heat not go away heat. There's a difference. They get the good heat that they're supposed to because they do their jobs awesomely, and I can't praise them enough for that. I just don't like Lawrence. That's just personally. So Boz and Paco were fighting. Paco was in the match the majority of the time. Really worked it. Really looked good.
Yeah, Paco looked outstanding. I want to see him more.
I hope he keeps coming back because it was nice. It was good.
Highly entertained by him.
His with that Tiger Driver that he does. He destroyed both of them. About to win. Justice Jones comes out and just first off,
going back to the beginning of the show with the promo.
We forgot about this promo.
We forgot about 2 promos actually. One promo outstanding. This one was kind of like what?
But promo was Jones interrupts Boz from the previous month when he was going to tell us who his partner was this month.
We're parked, so I can take my seatbelt off.
And that's why I did mine. And that's why I'm looking at the camera with it.
Sure.
And so Jones is like, telling me, you need me to be the tag team champs. Let's take out these Wet Bandits. They all suck. Da, 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 da. Boz says, I don't need you. I don't want you. I got my own partner. And then Jones like, you made a mistake, so obviously that sets up the interference.
I actually said to him when that happened, and he agreed because I'm sure he was thinking the same thing and that I was at the same time. That Jones is going to interfere in the match and he's going to cost Boz and Paco. or technically at the time, Boz and his own partner, because we didn't know at the time.
Yeah.
Sure
So of course
that would
happened.
go on to happen.
And
But another really quick Erlander show before we finish up this match. Chris Sabin had probably one of the greatest promos I've seen.
like ever, or just from Saban?
Probably within this past year. I'm not going to say within the year because it's only been a few weeks.
Saban had a nice
Saban
promo,
was
passionate.
outstanding.
It was really good, and I felt it. And
Yeah, you felt like what he was
delivered
saying.
it really well, and it was a nice promo, which probably what led to him making sure he was going over on
Saban, you know,
more.
good job on that.
Good job on that. Applaud. Back to match. Jones gets in. He botched his finisher on Boz, but he recovered and tried to do it again, but Boz just didn't freaking help him. And
the reverse F5.
yeah, it's a hard finisher to do, and he got him up. He got the strength and got him up, and Boz never like moved his head to help him.
Boz looked. I blame more of this on Boz and Jones because I really like Jones' ability.
Well, not even just because I like
Boz
Jones,
was very like clumsy, and he looked like you were trying to move around a 2x4 when Jones was picking him up. And
it's like he just went limp, and made him do all the work. And he never like, you know, you could, if you would have moved his head so he can grab him, it would have looked better. And he did it. He delivered his reverse F5 finisher, and it made him look strong the second time. The fans gave him crap for messing up the first time, but again, I feel like it was Boz not helping it at all.
Some fans can't recognize some things.
He did, you know what I mean? Like it's Boz is a big dude to pick up, so I give him props for even getting him up. You know, it wasn't as good as Lesnar picking up the Big Show on Monday night because I don't know freaking how he did that.
Lesnar.
Yeah, I just had to give Lesnar props for that because that was
Lesnar picking up Big Show is like me picking up a paper cup almost.
But so, you know, it made Jones look a little strong by taking him out. Too bad Knight Wagner was out there again, and they got some new chick with them. I mean, I don't know. She's got multicolored mohawk hair.
Yeah, she got weird
She
hair.
seemed kind of okay. Like, I mean,
but she did rip into one fan later on towards the end of the show. Whoa, we got light going on.
Yeah, do that. And, you know, so there was that. And, yeah, I mean, so you knew the Bandits were going to keep their titles, so no big deal on that. And goes into the heavyweight belt. And Mr. Eddie Kingston, Alex's favorite wrestler in AAW, versus Josh Alexander.
I'm going to try to bite my... No, I can't bite my tongue in this game.
So do you want me to just do this one, or do you want to do it?
I'll start it off. The only really problem I had with this, other than my hatred for Eddie Kingston, you know, I can't hate on Kingston 100%. Bike skills are the best in the company. It's just a shame that his wrestling isn't the great. He does decent suplexes, but other than that, when you have, like we said before, so I'm just going to say real quick, when your finisher is a backhanded slap and someone's supposed to sell that for a 3 count, it's not believable. Lose that, learn how to wrestle a little better, and I might start liking you. But looking at this match from the start, you got Shawn Alexander versus Josh Alexander. Sorry, I don't know. Why am I thinking of Shawn Alexander? Running back from Seahawks.
I don't know.
Older one. So it was running back from somebody, I think. But anyway, Josh Alexander versus Eddie Kingston. Looking at the card, you automatically know that there's no way they can give the title to Josh Alexander at this time. I'm not saying he couldn't hold the main title, because I think he can, but just throwing him in without really anything other than he pinned him in a tag match.
Yeah, no build up.
There's no believability in him getting pushed over Kingston. That's why I was just kind of bored throughout the match. Plus, with Kingston's lack of ability to be a great wrestler, that's the nicest way I could put that without being mean about it. It's just one of those matches I'm just sitting back and I'm just not excited.
It wasn't like horrible. I mean, it wasn't horrible. It was
very predictable and just very like nothing special.
Yeah. No, so I mean, it was an average match. We'll say 2.5, 3 stars. But like, you know, I didn't have any. Actually, I would have to say Kingston did better this time selling moves than he did against Walker a couple months ago. So I'll give him a little bit of a props there. His suplexes I have no problems with. I hate his finisher, and that needs to change. I think if he ever changes finisher, or I have ideas, but I'm not going to give them out for free. But if that changed...
Neither am I.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. If that changed, I would like him better, because, Alex, you're right, his mic skills are phenomenal. The match itself was average, 2.5, 3 stars. Finisher, obviously, Kingston goes over. We knew that. But the best thing of the night, the best thing of the show, was the ending when Kingston gets on the mic. Kind of gives props to Josh Alexander, saying it was the toughest battle he's had in like 3 years.
I marked out a little bit.
Yeah, and then he went back heel and
Coming
blew
up
on the
right
fans,
now.
and which some of the fans deserved it. Then he calls out the wrestlers, call them all boys and bitches and pussies and da. Ethan comes out, Ego comes out, doesn't get in the ring, goes on the outside.
I put my head down right before this happened too, and I'm kind of upset about it.
Then Fitchett comes out, then Davey Vega comes out, and then Christian Faith comes out, and then Marion Fontaine comes out, and I wish he would have went in the ring, got broken. And then, so all the wrestlers, Saban comes out, Saban was great, he puffs himself up,
Saban
he
was awesome.
puffs up his chest and gets everything like he's the biggest swolest dude there. He comes out, and that was funny. And, all the wrestlers come out, and then Ego was about to get in the ring to do something, and Fitchett, like pulls him down, and then they start fighting, and then it breaks out a brawl from all the locker room basically, all fighting on the outside, and Keatson's just watching and laughing at him.
And then
I'll let you
hear a chair shot from the heavens above. The AAW gods rained down on me on this night at the end of the show to make a show that was average a hell of a lot better by sending down the return of Silas Young.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
Silas Young came back, had a chair shot for Eddie, knocked him out cold. Eddie had no idea who did it, and Silas just picked up the belt and held it up and looked at the camera.
And then you had fans chanting Eddie's name while Silas Young was holding the
Well, first Silas, they were chanting Silas, but they didn't start chanting Eddie until Eddie got up and was like, "What happened?" And then some fans were chanting Silas, and then everybody started chanting it. Well, not everybody. Idiots started chanting Eddie.
But that's how it ended. Out of 10, I'm going to go with Bret Hart and say it was a 4 out of 10.
The show, yeah.
Subpar.
I'm not going to go 4 out of 10. Because of the Silas Young, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
That's what moved it from a 3 to a 4 for me.
The card
Not bashing AAW on this.
No,
I'm just
I'm
saying
not.
it wasn't. I love AAW. That's where wrestling's at right now.
This was one of my least favorite shows. AAW. I've been going to AAW for I don't even know how long. 4 or 5 years now. I don't know. And yeah, 4 or 5 years. And this was one of my 2 least favorites. But it happens. Not everybody has gold every time out. And I don't know. I felt like I got some of the creative, and I'm just done with. Maybe it's because I'm done with Dick Justice, and I'm kind of over Fontaine. There was a few 3-star matches, a couple 2.5-star matches, and then there was just some garbage for me. And just me personally, it wasn't their best, and I kind of feel bad even giving them like a 50% 5 out of 10 review.
The best way I could put the show, it seemed like a lot of higher talent was put onto a pre-show match. That's probably the best way I could describe it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I had high hope. Maybe it really should be a 6 out of 10 because the Saban match and more was better, and I just had higher hopes. So
DJZ was good too.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe I can give it a 6 out of 10 and not be too down on that because, I just was expecting more out of that. But it is what it is.
I'm giving it a 4 because I expect AEW to be 10 out of 10 every time with what they have to put out, and this was just kind of okay, it was okay.
Yeah.
But final thoughts. I want to shout out to the fans real quick that cheer for guys like Dick Justice and A. Kingston. I'm not bashing you guys. I just want you guys to explain to me why he should be cheered. If any of you watch this, why should he be cheered by me or Mike? Because we don't understand it. I want you guys to explain to us why you cheer him, why you think he's good. Because I just want to understand it.
My final thought is, AAW, talk to us, please. Not looking for necessarily a job, not looking for money or anything like that, but we would love to get on, be in that creative room, maybe help out. And if our help out turns out to be something that's good and you guys like it, maybe then we can talk about some kind of a job. That would be my final thought.
And as always, YouTube, Twitter and Facebook, down there. Like them, follow them, love them, talk to us on them, do all that stuff. Pass us on to your friends, family, neighbors, cousins, uncles, brothers, nieces, nephews, sisters, sons, daughters, all that stuff. Do all that. Go ahead and comment on our videos on YouTube, or comment on Facebook as well, because I like to interact with you guys. So does Mike. Comment on YouTube, like on YouTube, favorite on YouTube, share our videos on YouTube. Go ahead and subscribe to us on YouTube too if you really like us, or even if you don't like us, just subscribe to us anyway. You know why not?
Helps us out.
Helps us out. But as always, guys, YouTube, take care. Spike your hair. SCS, you know it. YouTube, see you guys later. YouTube, what's going on? Alex's Second City Sleepers here real quick. Quick little add on to this video. I know a couple of things. I talked to Mike about this earlier today. This is the day after our AAW recording of Chaos Theory. We basically just want to tell you guys that we're not bashing AAW. We love AAW. AAW is the best wrestling promotion. Not only in the Midwest, just all around. You know, we've stated before, it's better than WWE. It's better than that garbage stuff that used to be on the Spike Network. I'm not going to say the name, otherwise I might have to go run to the bathroom real quick and vomit profusely. But yeah, we're not bashing AAW. We love it. I actually got a hold of Mike and we were talking about it. The show wasn't as bad as we kind of played it off to be in our review video about it. This review video about it. It was one or two of those matches that we really didn't like. I think that kind of just brought our spirits down with the show, and we just weren't really into it as much. That and the fact that I was heckling a lot of wrestlers there that, in my eyes, don't belong in a wrestling company. I'm not going to name names, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out by our review video. This video, sorry. But yeah, I mean, the show as a whole, it was actually pretty good looking back on it. You know, me and Mike both agreed on, had our same thoughts. You know, he can't be here with me right now to explain as well. He's at home, I'm at home. Too far of a drive to do this quick little add-on video. But yeah, just want to let you guys know that, you know, I'm sorry. And as always, AAW, keep doing what you're doing. It's great stuff. Just dumb down the Dick Justice, the Marion Fontaine, and the Eddie Kingston stuff. You know, Eddie Kingston, I respect the hell out of you for what you do on the microphone, things you do. Just change your finisher, do something with it that, you know, because your finisher just doesn't work. It's irritating to a lot of diehard wrestling fans like myself, Mike, Ryan. You know, that's just how we feel. But yeah, as always, guys, like I said, make sure you go to the next AAW show. We'll be there supporting them. You guys should be out there too. Don't settle for this WWE, TNA, Impact Wrestling. Ugh. All 24 fans that do watch a show, Mike, that one's for you. But yeah, I mean, don't sell yourself short by watching the stuff on TV. Go out, go check out one AAW show. Come out and join us. We're always at every show, and you'll appreciate that you spent the $15 to buy a ticket to see one of the greatest wrestling promotions that you could possibly imagine right now. But as always, guys, you know, check out the new shirts. Not the greatest of all shirts, but pretty good for our first shirt. You know, there's a few things I would like to improve on for our next shirt. So if there's a bunch of interest for these shirts, go ahead and let us know. We're thinking about getting some of these out to you guys if there's enough interest for it. I'm not talking about just 2 or 3 people, because that'd be waste of our time and everything just to get a few shirts. Even though we do love each and every one of you that have supported us. But as always, guys, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Go ahead and like and follow our Twitter and Facebook pages. Go ahead and comment on our videos. Like the videos. Thumbs up the videos. Share the videos. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, as I just stated. All that stuff, all that great stuff. YouTube. It's been Alex Second City Sleepers. Take it easy.